Luan liked to spend many an afternoon yammering on her phone with her not-so-secret crush, Benny. The two of them would spend hours exchanging jokes and gouging out each other's reactions. She usually took her calls in her room, but since Luna was using their shared bedroom to practice her drums, Luan had to migrate downstairs to the living room. On the positive side, this gives her an excuse to monopolize the easy chair, hands down the finest piece of furniture in the house. On the negative side, taking her call in the living room meant a risk of an occasional errant interruption, like an incoming football from Lynn, a chemical explosion from Lisa, ow! Or in this case, a blood-curdling scream from Lana, coming from the backyard. With her big sister instincts activated, Luan cut her joke short, bid Benny a goodbye with a quick, "Let me call you back," and then sprinted to the backyard to see what was the matter. She saw Lana was lying at the foot of the tree, screaming and clutching her ankle. "Lana, what happened?" she asked, her sharp and anxious. "What's wrong?" I fell out of the tree," cried Lana, as tears began to sprout from her eyes. Luan gasped, "Oh no, what hurts?" "My ankle." As Lana continued to writhe with pain, Luan crouched down to her level, carefully prying her hands away from her ankle. Just as she expected it, the area she was clutching was inflamed and swollen. Luan breathed a soft sigh of relief, as she expected the injury to be much worse than it already was. "Is it broken?" cried Lana. "I think it's just sprained," said Luan. Lana tried to force herself back up to her feet, only to be stopped by Luan. "Hold on now," she said. "I gotcha." Luan tucked her arms underneath Lana and heaved her up, grunting from the effort. "Oof, you're getting heavy." As Luan carried her little sister into the house, Lana's shrieks of pain started to peter out. By the time they arrived at the living room couch, her cries had shrunk to gentle whimpers. "Just wait right here and I'll get you some ice," Luan said, laying Lana down on the couch. "Ice? For what?" asked Lana. "It will help keep down the swelling," said Luan. She took a moment to wipe Lana's eyes dry before doing about a face and walking into the kitchen. She returned to the short order with a bag of ice, which she carefully pressed under Lana's ankle. The chill of the ice pack made Lana shiver a bit, but it subsided after a second. The shock gave away relief as the icy sensation spread across her skin and numbed her to the pain. "There we go," said Luan. "Just keep it like that for a little bit, and I'll get you some Advil." Lana complied, keeping her ice pressed against her ankle as Luan headed upstairs to the medicine cabinet. Whenever she felt the pain start to resurge, she tightened her grip on the ice, sending a huge wave of comfort rippling throughout her body. Before long, Luan came back downstairs, with a glass of water in one hand and a bottle of pills in the other. "Is the ice helping?" she asked. "It sure is," Lana said, cracking a smile. "How did you know that would work?" "You see, when you put on ice on something, where did you learn it?" Luan smiled to herself. She spied an opportunity to teach Lana a thing or two about her favorite hobby. "Oh, you know," she said in the tone as bass as she could manage. "It's the kind of thing I had to learn, doing what I do." Lana then raised her eyebrows at her. "But you're a clown." "Exactly," chirped Luan. "I don't follow." By now, Luan's internal smile had found its way to her face. "You think clowning around is dangerous?" she asked. "How many times have you seen me take a bad fall on stage?" "A lot, but that was all fake, was it?" asked Lana, scratching the back of her head with her free hand. "Well, it is and it isn't," said Luan. "The line between real and fake is very thin, and it takes a lot of practice of fake getting hurt without actually getting hurt. Between pratfalls, juggling, and unicycle rides, there is a lot of risk of an injury. Here, let me show you." Luan set the pills down out on the water of the coffee table before taking off a dead sprint towards the wall. In the stunt that made Lana's jaw drop, the young comedian ran up the wall, flipped in midair, and struck in perfect landing. Before Lana got over the shock, Luan took off in another sprint towards the opposite wall. This time she hit the wall face first with a bang, and she collapsed onto the floor with a split second later, leaving Lana cackling with glee. Luan took her time picking herself back up the floor and waiting for Lana to compose herself. I cracked my head more times than I can even count practicing that move, she said, as she walked back towards the couch. Yeah, I'll bet, said Lana. And since I usually practice alone, I had to teach myself how to fix myself up when I got hurt. You see? Lana pierced her lips together and fought over the moment as she mulled over what Luan had told her. Prior to the conversation, she would never have used adjectives like demanding and risky to describe clowning, but after seeing a stunt like that one, Luan just pulled. How could she not? I see, she said with a bit of a nod. Luan's face frimmed up as she approached Lana and knelt down to her side. Okay, I've had fun, she thought. Time to go back to being big sister mode. Speaking of which, what are you doing climbing that tree anyway? She asked. A huge guilt could be seen on Lana's eyes. Well, like me and Lola were playing around the yard, and we saw Cliff was stuck in the tree, so I tried to climb up and get him down. Luan furrowed her brow. Lana, you know that's dangerous. You should have gone inside and told me, Lori, or Dad, and we could have known what to do. I know, but Lola was there, and I really wanted to impress her. Lana folded her arms and pouted a bit. I wanted to be the hero. A huge smile then tugged at the corners of Luan's mouth. She tutted, shaking her head. Lana, why did you go through all the troubling of proving yourself a hero when you already are one? Luan blinked. Huh? When have I ever been a hero? Lots of times, exclaimed Luan. I can't even count how many times you've unclogged our toilet or fixed up Vanzilla. Yeah, but I do all that stuff in the bathroom or in the garage, said Lana, averting Luan's gaze. It's not like I'm in any place where people can see me. Luan rolled her eyes, took off Lana's hat, and started ruffling her hair, escalating a giggle. Being a hero doesn't mean making a show out of it, she said, and what you do is really important, and even if you're not doing it in front of the crowd. She then slapped Lana's hat back onto her head. You've already are a handy woman. Don't you feel like you have to be a show woman too? Leave that stuff to Lola and Luna and me, okay? Lana grinned, and then squirmed about it, feeling a bit of tinge of sheepishness mixed with a hefty dose of pride. Oh, okay, I'll be good. Glad to hear it, said Luan, handing Lana a glass of water and Advil. Now take this. Lana reached for the pill but withdrew her hand last minute. You know what's funny? She asked. My ankle doesn't even hurt that much anymore. I guess it stopped hurting when I was thinking about it. Luan flashed Lana a cheeky grin. Well, you know what they say, Lana. The pain is sprain lays mainly in your brain. Well, and that, my pretties, was Dr. Luan, a Loud House story written by MrTyeDye. My final thoughts on this story? I honestly really like this story involving, Luan being, instead of the jokester all the time being, a caring big sister to Lana, especially when Lana fell off the tree. I honestly could see this being a real Loud House episode because a lot of these Loud House stories I've came across, I can honestly see them being the case. I mean, it's a really good story I've read involving Lana than just Luan all the time. I think Luan's just my favorite because, well, I know we all know she's the queen of pranks and that she's the jokester. Lana is actually, one of the tomboys that likes, anything dirty and stuff. But I personally really can see this being, it's a really cute story involving, Luan looking after Lana, which, of course, was a pretty interesting concept. But I still thought this was a pretty good story. Now, I did see this story was written in 2018, so this one is only a few years old. I personally really enjoyed this story. I thought it was a really good one. Especially with the concept and stuff, I personally really liked it. It was a really good story, and I personally thought it was good. And this story is on DeviantArt, so I'll be sure to give a link in the description for any of you guys who want to take a look at this story. And I highly suggest you go check out MrTyeDye. He's wrote a couple other Loud House stuff, which I'm going to consider maybe looking into if he's got any other stories that are good. I mean, yeah, the grammar was good for the most part. I did spot maybe a little bit of grammatical errors, but even though the story was short, I still really thought it was enjoyable. With the whole idea of, Luan for once, not having her siblings getting hurt by her pranks. She's just, talking to Benny when all of a sudden something goes wrong, so she has to stop what she's doing and be the big sister. Because normally with stuff that happened in this story, I know Lori would most likely handle it, or mom or dad, but mostly Lori because she's like the oldest out of the siblings. But seeing, Luan do what Lori would have done, it's honestly really impressive because, Luan usually doesn't do this. And I know it's out of character for Luan to do this, but I personally liked it. It actually could fit very well with the scenery of this story. Now, I really do hope this Loud House story becomes an episode of the Loud House, because I personally would watch it if that was the case. But yeah, this is MrTyeDye's story, so it's his choice. If he ever wanted Nickelodeon to make an episode involving that'd be kind of cool, actually. So, anyways, with that being said and that being the case, it's a really fun story. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I personally thought it was a good story. So, yeah, with that being said, I want to thank MrTyeDye for narrating this, for letting me narrate this story and for writing it. Thank you so much, dude. I hope you do make more Loud House stories like this someday, because it's personally pretty fun. So, anyway, I guess with that being the case and with that being said, like I said before, this is just simply my own personal opinion. And if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm going to give this story a 10 out of 10. It's a sweet story involving Luan looking after, Lana, and pretty much doing the stuff that Lori would have done, if that makes sense. But it's a good story. I really enjoyed it. It was a cute story. It was pretty nice. I mean, it's short, but it's still a really good story. So anyways, with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this story? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro, because I'm out, and I'll see you all next time.